Finally, it's time to jump into some Demeo Battles. This is a game I've been waiting for a very long time. Now, this is a spin-off of the franchise of Demeo in its own entirely new game, Demeo Battles. The idea of this one isn't about dungeon crawling like it was in the original. Now what you do is you drop into a dungeon and you get to go for a PvP experience or PvPvE, which means you can have like AI fight you essentially. Now this is actually a pretty damn solid experience, but I do have some pros and some cons to this game as always. The way this works is you pick your two heroes that you're going to be taking in there and you get some money to spend on yourself as well. The money that you spend is basically to buy a bunch of different characters or cards that you want to be able to take into the battle with you, and that's where the strategy side of this game really takes place. Whilst picking in the picking phase, like you can also select where you want to drop your little enemy dudes, and you can maybe buy like a boss enemy, but it's going to come at a cost of expense. So it's really up to you how you want to take this and how you want to strategize what you're going to do in the battle against other people. Once you're in the board, there is a select few numbers of chests that you can go around and unlock. If you grab those chests, you're going to get some cards, or of course there's a healing statue somewhere hidden in there as well. Everything is very evenly placed out, which I really like. It gives you a chance for each of you to really grab something. No matter whether there's 2 of you in there or 4 of you in there, you're going to get at least 1 chest each, and maybe if you're tactical you might even get 2. At that point it's all about who can take down each other's 2 heroes. Now when it comes down to sort of like the smaller enemies and things, they're more of a deterrent. They're going to help you sort of deal with them and obviously slow down their enemy types as well, which is quite cool because no matter whether you want to strategize and take in like a lot of cards or whether you want to take in a lot of enemies, you're going to have that different strategy to how you want to play this game, which really leads this into making it quite a unique experience when it comes to this style of game in VR. Now what makes this a little bit more extreme as well is as you go through this game, as you go through the different rounds, the game match is actually going to draw you into the center of the board. So there's no just hiding out in a corner wishing for the best of luck, because actually like this lava starts coming in from the outside edge and closes you in slowly into the middle of the board. And as that happens, if you stay out there, you're going to get damaged to the lava or possibly perish, and then you're going to get pushed closer to the middle where the battle gets very intense. Now I played a couple of matches where we get to like literally the last few squares in the middle and it gets really intense, really squirrely, really fast, because you've got to be using your cards as quick as you can, hoping you're going to drop them and of course not get got by the lava yourself. So that mechanic in itself makes the game really interesting, because you have to think about obviously not just sort of hiding out your characters and hoping for the best, but actually getting in there and getting into the battle, which is good because it means the turnover of a game of this is pretty damn quick. You're going to be playing for about, I think 15 minutes is probably a pretty good number for how long you're going to be spending in a match, and then you're going to work your way through the battle just grinding each other down until you can destroy their heroes. Now if you're destroyed and you have a health potion on you, you come back to life again, and if you don't, well then you just die unless you get picked up within your 3 rounds as normal. So that's pretty much the outline of how to play the game, and now let's talk a little bit about some of the pros and cons that go along with this game as well. Pros, I think this game's an absolute blast. I have a really good time playing this. I've played a bunch when it was out for its sort of demo phase, and then I've also played now a bunch on the Quest 3. This game looks absolutely stunning on the Quest 3, and of course if you're playing on Quest 3 then you have the advantage of being able to use the MR mode as well, which is honestly just dope. It's so fun just to be able to see your surroundings appear around you, and then of course like all the Demeo sort of paraphernalia just bonked all over your walls. So yeah, very cool experience. Of course though, it doesn't just stop there. If you're on Quest 2, this is still a very solid experience, or if you're playing on PCVR, then well, whatever headset you're using, you're going to have a great time on this. One of the only negatives that I would truly say about this game is that I kind of feel like this should be a DLC to the original game, opposed to a full-blown title that you're spending like another £15 on, because that's what it costs in the UK. It's around 15, so what's that, like $20 probably to buy into this game. I kind of maybe feel like it could have been a bit cheaper, like £10 and just a DLC added on to Demeo opposed to a full new game, but I get why they're doing it. It kind of makes sense to sort of split it out a little bit as they are such different modes, but I don't know. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this in the comments down below. Do you think this should have been tacked on to the original game, maybe with some additional DLC price? Or do you feel like this is worthy of a brand new fleshed out title? Honestly, past that, there's not a lot of negatives to say about this. The game looks stunning. It looks absolutely stunning. It plays really well. It's been very well thought through when it comes down to like balancing this game out and keeping it as fair as possible whilst versus the other players. And of course you have the advantage if you want to just jump into a quick game like a skirmish, then you can go against AI. So they've got all the options there. There's voice chat in this as well, which actually works. That's always a good sign. We've also got the ability to sort of mute players as well. So if you go on and you've got some squeakers, well, you can just mute them and then still enjoy your battle. So all of those options are still there, which is cool. The other thing that I did mean to mention as well is you do have hand tracking in this game as well. So if you really want to just chill in MR and with hand tracking on, you just only need the headset. So it's a really cool game from that side of things. So if you enjoyed this, please do smash like, subscribe if you're new. Let me know your opinions about this down below. I really am interested to know whether you agree with me or disagree with me on the fact that this probably should have been built into the game, but we've already discussed that enough. As it stands, this game is a dope game, and if you're looking to find something where you can actually get in and just have some fun with some friends, this is going to be a very solid experience. And again, very quick turnaround of getting in there, so not too bad at all on that front. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Rhys the King. Goodbye!